Simulation Presentation. Business 514, Damian Light. Azusa Pacific University, Benihana Restaurant Simulations, Optimal Strategy Comparison. Benihana combines showmanship with both culinary and cuisine. Large-style restaurants with bars, elongated tables. The chefs perform a show and teach people how to cook. How does a struggling company succeed? In today's day and age, the cooks at Benihana are experts in both business and culinary presentations, while the food at Benihana exceeds the expectations of traditional cafes and restaurants. Through this assignment, I found many methods in which to integrate a strategy. The most profitable strategies that I found revolved around the happy hour, various forms of batching, early openings, segmentations through bar patrons flowing into the restaurant with 55 chairs in the bar and 14 tables to fill up, thereabouts. Other strategies spend way too much on advertising, being for awareness campaigns or discounts. While food from distributors at Benihana is expensive, discounts prove to be unprofitable. Advertising without definite promotions and bottoms proved to be costly, while small advertising budgets continued to pull in profits. Tables were better off at mid-levels of 13, 14, 15, 16, enabling people to trickle without piling up at the bar. Methods included batching, which is grouping patrons at the tables, even if they don't know each other, in order to keep a flow of energy and patrons from the bar steadily into the restaurant. Batching worked during busy periods. It works to seat people quicker, enhances customer satisfaction through interaction, makes it easier to order from the bar, keep a tab open, continue drinks at the table. It works interchangeably, keeping traffic flowing during early and later periods if it's constructed correctly. It serves more than one purpose, and through batching, customer loss seemed to be minimal. The structure of the bar seats determines the table flow and the patronage into the restaurant, how long patrons will be waiting for a table, how to keep them occupied, and how to move with the flow of the restaurant on a nightly and busy basis. Through optimal strategies, bar seats were limited to 55 patrons and 14 tables. In other scenarios, more seats at the bar saw less profits and negative revenue. Advertising budgets continually sap revenue, so we decided to keep it minimal. A minimal advertising budget has proven to be the most profitable. Benihana has become an experimental restaurant, bringing frozen and dried food lines into the supermarkets. It works with comparable discounts, awareness programs through television, commercial campaigns, as well as billboards. Benihana provides its own authenticity and historical campaigns. With an advertising budget of half the normal spending, proved to be the most profitable. The experience at Benihana is provided by the staff through showmen and expert culinary skills. The experience at this restaurant is meant to be memorable, serve a purpose, and to provide lifelong, lasting memories for the patrons and participants there. Many people take weddings, christenings, birthdays, religious events, all kinds of parties to Benihana. The three methods that we used provided revenues and profits for the night. One method that we used was an awareness campaign. The other that we used was a discounted items campaign. And the third method that we used was the happy hour campaign. One of these methods proved successful. Another one of these methods proved to be a big failure. And the other one, the restaurant just about broke even. On the awareness campaign, the restaurant broke even with a profit of $76.53. In the discounted items campaign, The restaurant failed to make any profits despite almost $3,500 in revenue and made a profit of negative $125.85. However, with the happy hour, with the revenue of $3,110.59, a profit was accumulated of $417.44. This proved to be the most successful and substantial method that was used. The overall results of the three strategies were taken through the experience of the previous week's simulations. Strategy number 3, which came in last place, was the discounted items proved undesirable by many patrons. There was a high customer loss, a high wait time on average, dining time was extended, with people drinking more drinks than having dinner. The discounted items seem to have a negative profit margin, high overhead cost, and a high number of tables with very little profits, or no profits at all rather, with a negative $125.85 bill at the end of the night, despite pulling in $3,475 in revenue. There was a lost customer value of over 68 customers that walked out the door. This method did not seem to make very much money or make sense in any way, shape, or form. The number 2 strategy was the awareness program. It pulled in a profit of $76.53 with a $2,732 revenue for the night. While this strategy made minimal profits, it served a high number of tables, wait time was low, but there was a high number of lost customers. There was high overhead, while labor costs were high, revenue was high, but the profits were extremely low. Advertising pulled in much of the cost and ruined the budget. So advertising costs made the profits extraordinarily low, with less than $100 made for the evening. The optimal strategy was the happy hour. In summary, the happy hour made over $417.44 in profits while pulling over $3,000 in revenue. This method had a customer loss of 6 for the night, which means 6 customers turned around and walked out. It was the lowest of the numbers we had. Made the most in solid profits, had an average wait time of only 10 minutes, with a maximum wait time of 38 minutes, just like the others. There was also 43 tables served. The average dining time was 53 minutes, with 154 drinks versus 288 dinners. Even though the average drinks per patron were less than 1, more profits were made than the other methods being utilized, while each table had an average customer count of 6. There was lots of money to be made, and less effort was put into earning a profit. Revenue was high, while profits were high. Dinner profits were higher than the bar. Advertising was at a very low cost of half the normal rate we would pay for advertising. While labor was at the average rate, overhead costs were also average and comparable. This method proved worthy of effort. Revenue stayed above the costs, which brings in profit. With only $2,493.25 in revenue, the nightly profit was still $417.44. This proved to be a very successful method and one of the most efficient of strategies. There were more customers at the table than at the bar. Customers turned around very minimally and left the bar or the restaurant out of impatience at the number of 6. More dinners than drinks were served for the night. The results and comparisons of strategies and methods. Each strategy had similar effects but comparable to the other strategies of similar caliber. But smaller budgets for advertising proved more beneficial and profitable out of all the strategies. Customer loss and loss of customers create standards for revenues, profits, or loss. The strategies were instigated through trial and error. The methods differentiated the revenue and the profitability. Cost compared to revenue and profit is the factor that is going to decide whether the company closes or not. These resources require time, money, and effort on behalf of staff, managers, servers, cooks, supervisors, executives, advertisers, and all those others that work towards the goals of this company. Benihana. Benihana has the experience and know-how to differentiate from its own business model and through unique forms of advertising in order to establish itself as a new industry leader. The company values its patrons, provides unique forms of cuisine, has unique presentations, is focused on bringing people together, and focuses on customer and patron satisfaction through entertainment and culinary delights.